Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot recently released a startling report, exposing allegations that Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard misused taxpayer funds on a large scale. The investigation, commissioned by Lightfoot, revealed that Dalton's finances are in serious trouble, with a $365 million deficit. Henyard is accused of spending village funds on lavish purchases, including more than $443,000 in Amazon transactions in just one day, as well as several luxury trips. There are also growing concerns regarding unpaid vendors and questionable spending on police-related expenses.
Obviously, we didn't win the election today, but I stand here with my head held high and a heart full of gratitude. God bless you. God bless this incredible city. It's been the honor of a lifetime to be mayor. There's more work to do, and I just want to say thank you all deeply, deeply from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Allegations claim that she has engaged in money laundering by using village funds for personal expenses and misappropriating resources meant for public use.
Second close ally of Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard to be indicted on federal bankruptcy fraud. And the lawyer tonight for Deputy Chief Louis Lacey tells me this is all part of the prosecutor's strategy to get them to turn.
Launch this probe in April. For the first time tonight, she's expected to talk about the findings, and this room filling up fast with residents who are here for it. Now, Lightfoot just made her way into the room here at the Dalton Park District. Right now, she is talking to residents who are here. The former mayor and federal prosecutor was hired by 4 village trustees to investigate Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's spending habits. During her 3-year tenure, Henyard has faced numerous allegations of corruption, reckless spending, and retaliation. Henyard's also the focus of a number of lawsuits in federal court.
Critics argue that Henyard has misused taxpayer funds on inappropriate or non-essential items, resulting in significant mismanagement of the village's budget. These alleged expenditures have reportedly contributed to the financial instability now affecting Dalton, a small village that has seen its resources diminish under her leadership.
And since we last discussed this story, the village of Dalton is calling for Henyard's resignation, no surprise, and some were able to speak to her directly at a council meeting last week, raising concerns of her dereliction of duty as mayor. They want transparency, asking, where did all the money go? And it's a good question. City workers reported that they weren't being properly paid for what was previously approved. But Tiffany doesn't take well to criticism. Who would be surprised? Anytime you raise concerns to her face, this is exactly how she handles it.
Tiffany Henyard's critics have been outspoken about her actions as mayor, accusing her of mismanaging funds and making questionable decisions that have negatively impacted the community. They highlight that her administration has been characterized by a lack of transparency and accountability, with many of her choices sparking public outrage.
Y'all, I swear to God, I cannot make this up. You will not believe what I just found out about Tiffany Henyard, the mayor from Dalton, who is apparently on the run. To recap, she has not been seen since last Monday when she kicked people out of what was supposed to be a public trustee forum. Then on Monday, we found out that she's misappropriated about $7 million of the city's funds. Now, me being the nosy investigator that I am, I decided to do a background check on Tiffany just to see what I could find out. And I kid you not, she had 3 LLCs involuntarily dissolved. So the government shut down her LLCs after the FBI investigation started, and guess what they were called? And I swear, I can't make this up. One of them was called Good Burger, and the other one was called Mondo Burger. As in the 1997 Keenan Kel Good Burger and their rival evil burger joint in the movie Mondo Burger. Which I have a feeling probably received some pretty hefty checks from the city of Dalton, Illinois over the last 2 years. I'm not gonna lie, it seems more than likely she's going under the name Aisha right now while she's on the run, because she had a real estate agency called Aisha Properties back in the day, which is her middle name. I also have to clarify, we don't know if she's actually on the run, people are just suspecting it. So if anybody sees her, I'd make a phone call. I can't help this. Oh, I'm crying. Oh my God.
Henyard's hiring practices have also faced scrutiny, particularly for her decision to employ controversial figures. Among her staff are individuals with troubling backgrounds, including one employee who has been involved in a sexual assault case.
Tiffany was accused of many different inappropriate actions. Here are just a few of them. Tiffany hired a former campaign worker as a code enforcement officer, despite the fact that he had been convicted of a horrible offense against a minor. In what appears to be a blatant effort to discourage someone from running against her, Tiffany successfully proposed a bill to cut the salary from her position to $25,000 a year if someone else defeated her in the next election to be held in 2025. If Tiffany is re-elected, her salary would be unchanged. Tiffany and other officials have spent over $67,000 of taxpayer money for trips to Portland, Atlanta, Austin, and New York City. Some of these trips involved first-class airfare and high-end hotels. On one occasion, Tiffany spent over $3,700 for a round-trip first-class ticket to Las Vegas so that she and other officials could attend a shopping center conference. Tiffany has never explained why she needed to travel in a luxurious manner or how the trips were connected to Village of Dalton business. Tiffany has been accused of misusing the Dalton police force. She filmed a music video with police officers and assigned full-time officers to her personal security detail. They were originally assigned after some protests in 2021, but Tiffany never reassigned them even after the protests.
Additionally, one of her hires, a police officer, has been accused of bankruptcy, raising concerns about the judgment behind these appointments. These controversial hires have intensified criticism of her administration, with many questioning her commitment to maintaining the integrity of her office and ensuring the safety of the community.
So now he's facing a 9-count indictment, including bankruptcy fraud, making false statements, and perjury. And each count carries a maximum of 5 years. And I just want to make it clear to the people in my comments who are making this racist, don't. I will delete your comment and possibly block you. And this is why I usually don't do stories of women in color in a negative light for that exact reason. But part of my platform is uncovering corruption. And this woman is a narcissist. Like, this was literally a poster about an event she held this weekend, giving out free book bags to kids for school. And here we have Tiffany Henyard, big letters across. Every picture has her in it. And my favorite part is, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Tiffany Henyard. She gave a quote from herself on the poster. That is next level.
In a highly controversial move, Tiffany Henyard dismissed Dalton's chief of police, who was reportedly investigating the use of village funds. This decision has sparked widespread speculation that the firing was an attempt to obstruct the investigation and prevent any potential findings from being exposed.
Just 4 days ago, she fired the chief of police because he was investigating all of those credit card receipts and all those claims of her funneling taxpayer dollars into her privately owned cancer awareness charity, which you cannot do. And in one of those investigations that the chief of police was investigating, it stated here in this tweet, and shout out to this person for tweeting this, they said Mayor Tiffany Henyard is one of the most corrupt ever. She actually hired a child offender, overpays her police officers, she does. She overpays her police officers to be her security, which what do you need that much security for? You're a mayor of a town with about 20,000 people. One of the officers was paid $13,000 in 2 weeks for 300 hours of overtime. Did anybody work 300 hours of overtime? So this has to be investigated because it looks like these numbers were being padded. So the chief of police, or the ex-chief of police, had his attorney investigate these claims, and they're standing behind them that there were allegations of corruption, and he was investigating them. Now I'm going to do a little bit more digging because I think there's a lot more to know about this Tiffany Henyard story because anybody who shows up to a city town hall meeting dressed like Nino Brown is definitely doing something that they shouldn't be doing.
Henyard has also been accused of using government police officers for her personal security, a claim that has faced significant backlash from both the public and local officials. These allegations suggest that she redirected police resources for personal use, including having officers accompany her on trips and run personal errands.
Tiffany has taken security with her on some of the trips away from Dalton and been accused of using officers to run errands. Her behavior has cost the village thousands of dollars in overtime and denied some police protection to the residents. Tiffany handpicked candidates for the Dalton Board of Trustees and allegedly claimed that they had endorsements from the Thornton Township Democratic Party. The party denies granting these endorsements. This makes it seem like Tiffany was trying to stack the board with people who would do her bidding. Robert Collins filed a lawsuit against the village claiming that Tiffany illegally fired him. Tiffany allegedly thought that Robert's wife was too friendly with people Tiffany considered to be political opponents. Robert argued that he was discriminated against based on marital status and that Tiffany failed to secure the approval of the village board of trustees before firing him. Tiffany allegedly authorized thousands of dollars for 2 ice rinks that were never approved by the board of trustees. One was named Just Ice in honor of Tiffany's daughter, which bears her name. The Illinois Attorney General has demanded financial reports for this charity, and the FBI is investigating Tiffany's management of Thornton Township. In December of 2023, Tiffany was sued by several members of the Board of Trustees. They accused her of using checks without authorization, refusing to issue payments for invoices approved by the board, and restricting the access of certain financial information from the trustees. Some people believe that Tiffany is concealing evidence of alleged wrongdoing. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Tiffany Henyard appears to be a big fan of herself. She has her own website where she refers to herself as the People's Super Mayor. She has also used this title in social media posts.
Trustees in Dalton have raised concerns about Tiffany Henyard's use of public funds, particularly criticizing her misuse of taxpayer money. According to reports, these trustees have repeatedly questioned her financial decisions, pointing out instances where funds were allocated inappropriately.
We can back that up with a lot of information. This poorly worded message saying I will be testifying before the regular committee. A bill I created. She can't sign a bill, so she doesn't know what she's talking about. She has a Good Burger business. She changed the name of the Facebook to go to Tiffany Henyard's Foundation. So let's listen to her testifying from this committee talking about the foundation.
In September of this year, I founded the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, a non-for-profit organization whose mission is to find meaningful relief for people dealing with all types of cancer. Our goal is to provide resources and services for cancer patients as they fight for their lives, whether it's wigs, prosthetics, or treatments, reduction of prescription drugs for options, support groups, or utility assistance. That is our focus. The Council's Foundation supports the friend everyone. The legislation supports our efforts. I am here before you as a representative of the people of Dalton Township.
Okay, so this is the back and forth between Trustee Carlisle and Tiffany Henyard. Carlisle expresses concerns, as the usual stuff, township financial procedures, particularly with the lack of transparency and the difficulty in obtaining necessary financial documents.
The trustees have expressed frustration over the lack of transparency in Henyard's administration, and their concerns have intensified as the village's financial situation continues to worsen.